see what they got. Oh, okay. It's 0 followers. I got you. Never mind. Hey, no, you're okay, girl. It's okay. 0 followers. 0 anybody, so we know. We're not stupid. Hello. Shoelace. Just plain Jane bows? Yeah. I mean, I've never made shoelace bows, but I mean, I can make bows. I don't know what that is, but I mean, I'm looking it up, girl. I can make pretty much any bow, but I've never heard of that. Oh, no, I was asleep, girl. I was asleep. So, I don't care. I was asleep. I really was. I didn't feel good yesterday. I had not a bad day. I just didn't feel good. So. I didn't have a bad day. Yeah, I did. But it wasn't bad, but it was just, you know, eh. Good morning. That's why I was up so early, because I went to bed so early. Some of y'all got texted at like 5:40 this morning. Sorry. Hey.
So it's almost a survival mode that you become selfish.
Oh, it's okay, not you. I don't even know who it was. I think Carrie or whoever that person was that just texted. But other than that, I didn't really have any texts last night late.
External luxuries of being able to.
Hey, Miss Tina, there you are.
Dig down deep to do it.
Just a little bit. I'll do yours. When I go to Grandma, you can switch out any of the towels that you want to switch out for. But I'll let you go ahead and choose today if you want to do that. That way I can package. I won't package yours because I'd like to give you the option to switch out if you want to. You and Miss Taylor. I'm probably going to. I just figured you'd want some fall ones if I go, you know. She's got some fall ones made. I've been trying to wait a little longer. That way she can have more made of the fall and the Halloween ones. And then I can go back in a couple of weeks and get Thanksgiving and stuff. That's mainly. And I just didn't feel good. I was going to go yesterday and I just didn't feel good. Even Kevin said I felt hot. I don't know why, but I did. I felt hot yesterday. And then I didn't eat Monday. I just wonder if it's my sugar and just got a bad gallbladder too, but I wonder if it's my sugar dropping because I don't eat and then I get sick, like stomach bile and just bleh. So I was nauseous and sick most yesterday, but he never tells me I feel hot. I've been thinking I was hot, but I didn't say it to him. So he come in here and was rubbing my shoulders and he's like, "You feel really hot," and I was like, okay, I thought so too, but I didn't want to say anything. He said, usually thinks that I just, you know, think something that makes me feel worse. He said, but no, he's like, you do feel hot. So, you know, I don't trust doctors. Eventually I'm going to have to, but I don't trust doctors. I mean, it could be my gallbladder. It could not be. I mean, I do have a bad gallbladder. It's been bad since 2016. They told me in 2016 that I would have to have my gallbladder out. It had gallstones, full of gallstones. It would only continue, and that eventually I'd have to have it emergency removed. But all that happened with the doctor taking my ovary and tube without telling me, and so now I worry about going into surgery and leaving with something gone that's not supposed to be gone. Go in for a gallbladder and remove a lung. I'm just joking. Go in to remove a baby and remove my ovary and tube. Makes no sense. So.
Prison.
Oh, 100%.
And it wasn't the physical prison.
It was the mental.
It was the mental prison. It was the go, do. Other people's expectation. You should do this. You got a degree. You should be aware. You should, like, all of these standards that was, like, thrown on me for so long. I finally was like, well, I ain't got nothing to lose now. Everybody, you know my deepest, darkest secret. All of my stuff is out here in front of the world.
It's okay.
Almost 30 years.
Hey, girlfriend.
I've always I've been responsible. I had an obligation to do something and to care for and provide for and make sure somebody else was good before me. Absolutely. So now I, in a weird way, get to only, it's sad that it took this, for me to have to only worry about making sure I was in my room at whatever time count was. Other than that, everything else was semi-optional.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. And you get into that mindset because it's almost a survival mode that you become selfish in a way,
right?
You know, because you have to do whatever you can to protect your peace, to take care of you, because you don't have all the external luxuries of being able to take care of you. You've got to really dig down deep to do it.
But I needed it.
Absolutely.
I needed it.
Absolutely. I did too.
I always say
I've been told to have a lawsuit. I called the medical board. I called lawyers.
And it wasn't.
I mean, I'd love to sue. There was like 7 people in that operating room who didn't tell me. Didn't put it in the medical transcript. Did nothing. I mean, I didn't have pain medicine after. I had ibuprofen, just like they give C-sections. Had no idea. Lost all my hair. A lot of my hair, not all of it. Lost a lot of weight. I never lost weight after birth. It always stayed on. And I found out 3 years later on the operating table. So, I definitely called. I'm going to try again, but I was trying for medical malpractice. Personal injury. But maybe it's just the hospital hiding it. Because all of the nurses hid it, all of the surgical techs hid it, all of it. Nobody told me, not one person. I found out on the operating table in a different town 3 years later with a different doctor who was mortified. Told me, I am mortified. I have never opened somebody up and them not have what they're supposed to. So, she told me she would go to court with me. She told me that she would go to court. All of her medical records said otherwise. And, but I hadn't been able to find a lawyer. They all say, well, you had another baby, so it didn't affect your fertility. No, they just removed my babies from my body and didn't tell me. Where'd they go? I mean, it wasn't, thank you. They weren't disposed of properly. So, I mean, clearly, or they would have been in the medical transcript. The hospital had to dispose of them or do something with them. But I didn't know anything about it. Like, she literally told me, let me go look at our paperwork from when you had your last child, which was kneeling, which was the first surgery I ever had when this happened, my first surgery. And she came back in the next morning and she said, when you saw the specialist up here with kneeling, you had both your ovaries and tube. They look great. I said, okay. She said, when you came back for trusting this baby, you didn't have your right ovary and tube, but we just thought, I guess the ultrasound tech thought that I knew, and she just didn't tell me. Well, when we got in the operating room, she's going over everything. Oh, your gallbladder, your spleen looks good, this looks good, your liver looks good. And then she says, Ashley, I got to ask you a question. And I was like, what? She said, was that the only medical transcript that you had? The only surgery you've ever had? And I said, yes, ma'am. That C-section was my first and only surgery. And then she said, well, were you born without anything? I said, no, ma'am. Did you have anything removed? No, ma'am. And that's when she said, honey, she said, I am mortified, and I've never opened somebody up in 30 plus years of being a doctor and something be missing that's supposed to be there, but you're missing your right ovary and your right tube. And that's when she went and told me, don't be upset. Let me go look at let me look at everything I've got and talk to the specialist. And she talked to the specialist, came back and said, you have a lawsuit and I will come to court because I'm not being blamed with this. But you definitely had your ovary and tube during your first and only surgery that you do not have now. So, I've got a video of when Kevin come in to record it. He came in to record it. It was 14 minutes from the time that he brought in to the time that they rushed him out. In the process of that, the doctor dropped something. It says GD it and raises the music up. It was 80s rock. And after that, it was just, he got rushed. They didn't really rush him out. Nealon was born. He fainted because there was so much blood. Missed his first cry. And then they said, come on, Dad. I was like, I looked over and I said, what's going on? And she put a mask on me and put me to sleep. Didn't tell me nothing. Well, I didn't know this until later when it all started coming back. But Kevin's mom had asked him, why is Ashley back there so long? She shouldn't be back there an hour and a half, 2 hours. She should have already been out in recovery. I didn't get back to recovery till like 11:15, 11:30. And he was born at 9:46. So Kevin swears I was bleeding to death. He said that he has hunted many animals, and he's never seen that much blood. Now with Tristan, I've got 400 beautiful photos of him. 400 clean photos, just perfect. Not a drop of blood anywhere. And then you watch Nealon's, and it's like, over the curtain, whoop! I said, you missed his first cry. That's the most important part. And now it makes sense why. He said, Ashley, I swear you were bleeding to death. And why they didn't tell us, I don't understand. So, he was my doctor since I was 15 years old. I expected him to say, hey, honey, I accidentally cut your ovary. And she told me, she said, I think he cut too far over and cut into your ovary and tube. And that's why you heard the music go up, him drop something, etc. Now, she said it was his diligence to tell me. He should have told me right then. Hey, Squirt, I cut your ovary and tube. I'm going to have to remove it. And then put me to sleep. He could have put me to sleep, you know, but I wish he would have told me that, you know. He came into my room. I was hyperventilating. He knew I never had a surgery. He knew I was scared. He walked in. He said, Squirt, come on. You know that when we get you back there, you'll get your epidural and your blood pressure will go away and your headache will go away. And me and him, he'd been my doctor since I was 15. He was the first person to see me naked besides Matt. So I trusted him. I didn't see him when I was pregnant with Nealon. I saw his partner because I was afraid Kevin and him would butt heads. But he was on call that night. So when he walked in, you know, he calmed me. I thought, oh, it's Dr. you know, such and such. I won't say his name. It's Dr. such and such. You know, I know him. He knows me. But just broke my trust. Like, hate to walk in and get a gallbladder out and leave without, you know, part of my liver or part of my, you know. And I wonder sometimes, was it intentional? Because he wouldn't remove my Nexplanon that was due to be out like in 6 months. And it was making me bleed nonstop. I was bleeding 300 plus days a year. And I was going to the cancer center to get iron through an IV for 8 hours because my body can't handle the 30-minute bags. I have to do the 8-hour bags. And as soon as I got that out of my arm, all that stopped. But he refused. The health department had to do it. And they usually don't. Usually it's got to be a medical doctor who put it in or an MD. Well, they did. And then me and Kevin started trying. We got pregnant with a miscarriage. We saw his partner. We had the miscarriage. Then we got pregnant with Neelan. We saw his partner. And then he ended up being the one that sent me to the hospital and delivered. And if it would have been his partner, I could see him not telling me because he's just a quiet person. This person has no bedside manners. And he's very blunt. So that's what hurt me the most is, where's my babies at, for one? If I wanted to donate my eggs, I would have. But why didn't you tell me? You know? So, yeah, that's what happened.
Prison.
It was the mental.
It was the mental prison. It was the go, do, other people's expectation. You should do this. You got a degree. You should be aware. You should, like, all these standards that was, like, thrown on me for so long. I finally was like, well, I ain't got nothing to lose now. Everybody, you know my deepest, darkest secret. All of my stuff is out here in front of the world.
Yeah.
Almost 30 years, as old as my oldest daughter. I've always had, I've been responsible. I had an obligation to do something and to care for and provide for and make sure somebody else was good before me.
Absolutely.
So now I
do have brushies on sale if anybody'd like to buy any. They are $15.50 shipping and all for one. If you get more than one, shipping I think is still $5.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, it's so
You might can get, I've told somebody else 2 or 3 for $5. They're a little bit heavier, but the smaller ones are on sale for,
you know, because you have to do whatever you can to protect your peace, to take care of you, because you don't have all the external
on sale for like
luxuries of being able to take care of you.
$12.50 I think.
Really dig down deep to do it.
But I needed it.
Absolutely.
I needed it.
Absolutely.
I always say I was incarcerated long before I got to prison.
Oh, 100%.
And it wasn't the physical prison.
It was the mental.
It was the mental prison.
So I have a big update for you guys regarding the 11-year-old girl from Oklahoma that was forced to give birth to her stepdad's baby.
I'm surprised you can get it for 10
Here's
cents.
what we're learning officially. EMS was called, and they were the ones that ended up having to cut the umbilical cord and rush her to the hospital via ambulance. But we also learned that the reason EMS was called in the first place was because the child began hemorrhaging. Now, the girl's mother and stepfather faced a judge this past Wednesday for the first time. And as you guys might remember, that when they were first arrested, Dustin and Sherry Walker were each charged with 1 count of child neglect following the birth of the baby. But then, once the DNA came back that showed that Dustin, the stepdad, was a match for the baby, his charges were upgraded to child
People are
SW,
crazy.
and Sherry was charged with enabling child SW. And in addition
Well,
to that,
shit, yeah, she needs to be
6 counts of
charged.
felony child neglect, including failing to provide their daughter with adequate medical care and supervision.
Her daughter.
The other 5 child neglect counts are related to the couple's other 5 children, ages 2, 4, 6, 7, and 9, as they were living in, quote, deplorable conditions per the legal findings.
Some dude on TikTok, girl, just listening. About that 11-year-old who had that baby, and it's the stepfathers.
A preliminary court date was set for November 24th, and they're being held on a $100,000 bond each.
Is that it?
Don't forget the child
Are you joking?
Michelle Justice, who was also
That's why our justice system is so effed up.
It is being alleged that she was the caretaker.
Literally sell something that's legal in a lot of states, and you get $200,000 bond. But if you
Now, a lot of you guys have been curious about the kid.
sexually assault a child and have a baby with her, and then don't provide medical care, you get $100,000.
We do know that the 11-year-old and her siblings have been removed from the home. And
What?
Further updates about them will be provided ahead of the preliminary hearing. So, I'm going to continue to follow this story.
Oh, people.
Preliminary hearings or any additional
And
information.
I'm so glad I got the hell out of Limestone County.
So make sure you follow.
There's 11 people, 11 men they just arrested the other day from that county where he's
Do
from
you believe
for
there's another story that they didn't
trafficking.
know, or is she just another enabler? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Dunkin' $6 meal
multiple things happening in that area. I'm so glad I got the hell away from there.
and a medium coffee. $6 meal deal. Only at Dunkin'.
So I have a big update for you guys regarding the 11-year-old girl from Oklahoma that was forced to give birth to her stepdad's baby with no medical attention.
I said, not her, their child, her child, not his. If that was his child, I can't say he wouldn't do it because it was his stepchild. So, gosh, people are so weird. Literally so weird. Da, da, da.
My son Carl. So my neighbor has made a grave mistake. He doesn't realize it yet, but he asked me to help get him up today for his shift. I've been helping take him to work. He's an RN, and he's had some car trouble. He's good friends with me and my husband. So he said, and I quote, "I'm basically asking you to be like my sister."
I gotta make some of those
now
of my bowls.
The error that he made was recruiting me to be his sister. Because he should have called my brother and done some research before he made that request. Because, see, I understand that the only thing that wakes you up better than coffee is adrenaline. So, we're about to get him up. Now, he gave me permission to bang on his window if I needed to. But I got something better in mind. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
FBI, open up!
Wakey, neighbor. He called me. He said, "You ain't right." But it worked. I scared the crap out of him. He is awake and he will not be going back to sleep. But my neighbor has made a grave mistake. He doesn't realize it yet, but he asked me to help get him up today for his shift. I've been helping take him to work. He's an RN, and he's had some car trouble. He's good friends with me and my husband. So he said, and I quote, "I'm basically asking you to be like my sister and get me up by any means necessary." Now, the error that he made was recruiting me to be his sister. Because he should have called my brother and done some research before he made that request. Because, see, I understand that the only thing that wakes you up better than coffee is adrenaline. So, we're about to get him up. Now, he gave me permission to bang on his window if I needed to, but I got something better in mind. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I didn't mean to play that over, sorry.
Clayton tried to add me on Snap about a couple minutes ago, a bit ago. I sent the screenshot directly to Clayton. I said, "Are you okay? Like, I'm about to fly to North Carolina. Like, I'm not kidding. I do not play that shit, right?" I texted her back. I said, "Okay, can you please send me a screenshot?" Clayton texted me back real quick, as he usually does.
Miss America's pretty this year.
They sent it fully back.
When the words of a sister come back in whispers, the proof she was not. In fact, what she seemed, not a twin from your dreams. She's a crook who was caught.
Well, I didn't like it.
So high as
I think her must. Looking back.
Oh, we love you, Gary. We miss you on TikTok.
The dance we share. The stuff. For a moment. All was right. But how could I have known that you?
Thank you for the heart, me. And the, go popular. Sorry. Thank you. You're so sweet.
It all would end, the way it all would go. Looking back, the dance we shared beneath the stars. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know.
way it all would end.
The way it all would go. Looking back on the dance we shared needs stop for a moment. All was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now that I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Looking back on nobody said it was easy. No one and
I'm back and making
I knew that we like to
head wraps. Thank goodness.
I felt the earth beneath my feet.
Here is another one.
We were and it made me complete.
No knots on your baby's head for mine because I don't tie mine, so nothing on their soft spot ever. And it won't come apart because it is sewn together, not tied.
I'm getting tired and night is somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place where you I knew the path will like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet, set by the river.
Oh, thank you for the heart, me. Thank you for joining our little star wasp babies.
Where I have to go. I'm getting on tonight. It's something to rely on. So tell me when you gotta let me in. I'm getting tired and night is somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the ground.
Oh, 12.
Is this the place?
12.50, something like that. $12 is what I've been charging. I usually charge $12.50. If you get the headband, and the scrunchie match, it's $18. But I haven't been selling a lot of scrunchie matches because I haven't been making them. You know. So I don't know what that is, Sweet Pea.
Sat by the river and it made me complete. I'll sympathy where I have to go.
I don't know what a cattail is.
Getting on at night is something to rely on. So tell me when you gotta let me in. I'm getting tired and night is somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place where you walk across? I knew this path will like the back of my
Hello. Yes, I'm going to try to add stuff on my website, though, so that people can go look there instead of having to wait on the game.
and it made me complete. I'll sympathy where I have to go. I'm getting on at night is something to rely on. So tell me when you gotta let me in. I'm getting tired and night is somewhere to begin.
Sorry, I've been watching Kayla, Gary's post.
Looking back.
All right, Lefty.
So today, it's no bullshit, all right?
That's what it's all about.
It's no bullshit today, man. So tell me about your new partnership with Noble and how you guys are kind of fighting the same mission.
You know, I've been through a lot in this second part of my life, part of my career, professional career. You know, I found an amazing partner in Noble, my friend Mike Rapoli. Mike and I have had a lot of conversations over the years and how we're going to impact people. And the way you do that is through a mindset. And the mindset is me versus me. It's no bullshit. And I think what I felt when I had an opportunity to go to college and had an opportunity to go and play pro sports, and I wanted to leave no stone unturned. I always wanted to think, you know, what do I need to do better? Where do I need to put more emphasis? And it was all about not making excuses. And it was really no bullshit.
Yeah.
It was about how do we go out and get it done? Where are my priorities and how do I want to go create actions around what my priorities are? And still trying to take that mentality, though, that I had as an athlete into other places.
Okay. I made a pretty good amount of those this morning, or a couple at least.
Positive way and impact people in a positive way, and necessarily to be involved in a lot of sports and sports businesses. And so I think
Here's some that I made this morning, my Royals.
communities together, communities full of people that can really cheer for a common team, a common dream. A common
Wob.
And,
This one's pink.
There's a lot of great things ahead, and
So today,
Where?
it's no bullshit.
Where?
Right?
that's what it's all
You
about.
can't use yours where?
So tell me about your new partnership
Sorry,
with Noble
I'm
and how you guys are kind of
lost.
fighting the same mission.
Pink. Here's hot
In
pink.
this second part of my life, part of my career, professional career, you know, I found an amazing partner in Noble, my friend Mike Rapoli. Mike and I have had a lot of conversations over the years and how we're going to impact people. And the way you do that is through a mindset. And the mindset is me versus me. It's no bullshit.
Red. Let's see if they stop. Doubtful. Oh yeah, well here's why. They get on there and they pretend to be me when I'm not on live. So I wasn't on live yesterday and I got off Monday pretty swiftly. So on the days that I'm not live, they go on there and they pretend to be me to act like I hate her or that I'm hating on her. And I wasn't even awake last night. Like, somebody texted me and told me that they were pretending to be me again. Like Stephanie's still posting crap. Like, girl, when are you gonna learn? Stop posting stuff. Heck, maybe I should start posting just wild stuff to get views. Goodness. I mean, it's what